Hey,
Oh,
told you.
Shun's nibbly.
Told you so. He can pull it out whenever he wants, baby. He has the card.
Yes.
You can pull the Nidalee card whenever you want if you are Shun, and it's with the Renekton, okay? The best combo.
You see it marked with the spear. The three-man invade coming out from BLG. Crash down. Not going to find anything other than the red buff. Now they're backing away. Red buff still at about 1,000 HP. Owner taking some damage, gets ignited, has to continue falling back. Shun still trying to find a little bit of poke here. They engage. Oh, nicely catching Owner out, but now Shun's gonna back away. Owner with a flash out, trying to stay alive, but now Elk is under pressure, down to 100 HP. They're nearly gonna kill him. It's first blood back over to T1. The invade crashes and burns. Now Shun has to try to get away. The flash is already down. Can he escape the power of the Kench? He's been hit with the lick, the flash of the wall. How many licks to the center of a Nidalee pop? It's only gonna take one more. Shun falls. Carrier grabs the second kill of the game for T1.
Secure the second crab. Bit of an engage.
There comes the Abyssal dive, but now the counterattack with the crash down. The spear goes wide. Gumayushi gets away, and now another counterplay coming out from Owner, but Carry is killed instead. BLG are on the board. It's a party. It's a party up here in the top side river. The Herald not going to be taken down just yet. They're going to smite it away. Owner picks up the eyeball. Everybody came to the party, but now we're all leaving to go do our homework. Carrier finds a tongue lash onto Yagao. No more follow-up here just yet. Nice root coming out from Gumayushi. Now they're going to go in. There's the wombo combo. T1 ain't going to kill anybody just yet. Yagao barely gets away. Owner's ready to swoop in for the Cataclysm, and On gets turned off. Gumayushi flips the switch, and now Shun tries to fire back.
Leading alongside Faker, they are identical right now. And he's only at 13 CS. The Senna doing wonders for T1.
Yeah.
Total damage. Zaya's topping those charts, but it's pretty easy to do when you're Gnar against a melee. Flashing forward. Mega Gnar into the wall. Wallop, rock toss. One more hit will do it. Zaya's.
Solo kills like this. When you're winning team fights, well, there you go.
There it is.
Revealed. Yes, easy setup for them.
And coming into this series, they are looking strong. Their early game is looking good, but BLG are known for their team fighting, their ability.
Select another objective, simultaneously taking the Rift Herald and mid lane.
Just beautiful stuff.
Yes.
All right, keep your eyes on. That rel engage would need to be absolutely nasty to win a 5K deficit team fight. Are going to be pretty intense once the Herald has its way with the turret. There it goes. Yep, just immediately smashes that thing down. 3-0.
Item power spikes, but also it doesn't get better for you if you wait. But there's a pick.
Zeus getting jumped on. They're throwing the kitchen sink at him. Beautiful shutdown from BLG.
One split push in. Whoa, never mind. BLG fight now.
Shun just goes over the wall, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to be there anymore. Flash back away just to escape.
All right, they're going to be able to push at least half of it. BLG, this is the moment.
All right, TP coming in. They want to try to stop this, find a punish. Knock up on two coming out from Owner. Gumayushi looking to disengage back up towards the top side of the jungle. TP coming in now. T1 regrouping. Low health bars on BLG.
Zeus is taking towers right now. Zeus did not join. T1 said, we're fine without you, buddy.
All right, pin is low. Still lots of free firing damage coming out from Gumayushi. Remember, there is no ulti available for Alcon. Goes in, finding a Magnet Storm onto 3, but he ain't gonna find any kills just yet. On is gonna die first. They take out the jungler second. Ben ain't gonna get it. Shun is down. T1, run them over.
The range is lethal from T1. 4 versus 5, BLG just can't even get close to T1. And when they finally do, Carrier devours his mid laner and brings him back into the fight to wreak havoc. Carrier, he's not done.
Oh no, he even stops Ben's recall. If he gets this croc here, there it is. Abyssal dive takes him out. And let's see how long this base can stand. Top lane tier 3 turret is already down, so there's an open inhib available if T1 just want to rush it. They still got this power play for Baron for another minute and 40 seconds. The minions will do enough work onto the inhibitor here in the top side themselves. Zay is about ready to transform. Magnet Storm was used for a whole lot of nothing. Owner's got Yagao locked down, but Owner's going to drop instead. They'll trade him back for the mid laner, and Shun falls too. Now it's 2 inhibitors down and a 4v3 for T1. The souls are all over the place, but they're the souls of BLG players, as T1 is not stopping here. Elk may have been the one to take out Owner, but now the push just keeps going. Zeus will grab another on Ben, as Elk has the killer instinct right back into his own fountain. He flashes away just to live. T1 just stomped BLG in game 1.
Gary is having fun too.
Oh, he is. It's Arcane all over again. We're about to get a sneak peek at season 2.
What do you mean, man?
Right
She was
now.
the main character of that show. How can the main character not have fun?
Okay, Tom Kench is a good answer.
Yeah.
It is also pretty good.
Talked about the gank setup early on. Faker has no idea.
Shun coming around. There's the stun. Scatter the weak. Faker tries to flash, but Yagao.
It's actually what cements the kill, as Jun is able to flash after and provide that damage. Been getting kind of low, but I don't think he's too worried right now. Keeping my eyes on the minimap as well as to the presence of the junglers. Owner pathing away as he moves towards his wolf camp. Bin? No.
No.
He's just saying don't.
Oh, he is!
Oh, it
Oh!
does! Zeus went back in thinking he might find an outplay, and Bin just beats him on the head with a stick.
Uh-oh, no flash Faker.
Faker doesn't get hit by the Scatter the Weak, but it doesn't even matter. The Unleashed Power should be enough. Faker's just buying some time. Beautiful from BLG.
They don't have it in. It's going to be a knock-on effect. Dominoes here will start to fall. Shun picks up the dragon as well.
And
But the Jack's still so strong, man.
Hang on.
Such an iconic pick
Here we
for
go.
Bin, and he's not afraid to use it. Zeus gets killed again. Just scrapping up here in the top side, as now we are going to see a TP coming in, but it's from Yagao, who just picked up the Leandries. Owner's going to lose the opportunity for his combo, and the Dragon's going over to T1. But what about the fight? On trying to get away. Guma wants to get excited. Beautiful engage with the Yagao. T1 may lose their jungler, but they're going to get 3 and a Drake back for it.
it only takes...
Still the top lane for them. If you're looking at what's going on up there, Bin could be a serious issue. And if you're BLG, that's something you know you can play around as the game goes forward. On's going to be caught by Shockwave. He could not live through it.
And they immediately concede another pick, and you can see now that like they've kind of lost that control. It's not over yet.
Oh, nice catch, BLG. More money on Yagao. Unleashed power that likely would have killed him otherwise.
I see a lot of pings, blue pings here up towards Faker. So they're sending contingent. They are winning the side lanes. Bin had an advantage and Yagao had an advantage. But their AD carry, they're outgunned. Well, can he do enough? Does the wave clear?
Yeah.
But they're outgunned, so they didn't want to take the 5-on-5 versus Gumayushi, who had a BF sword to the long sword previously. Now we just had a recall for Elk, and Elk is able to go even up the inventories,
They can
but it's
walk
at the
this in,
cost
though.
of your tempo.
To the tier 2, ring around Bin, looking for a potential play, maybe a dive. But no, it looks like with the wave clear from Zeus flash.
Oh, Owner just flashing in, looking for the damage here onto Elk. Nearly finds him. Super Mega Death Rocket ain't gonna get it, but the flag will be planted on the court.
And that's going to be the tower on it on top of it. This is supreme control
Even
from
game.
T1. Got his ultimate and half-elfed him, but now he's behind them with a big flank.
He's looking for the flying, beautiful two-man stun. Gumayushi gets hit by it. On's coming around from the side. Guma's got to be careful, but Shun flashes back over the wall off to the left, keeping himself alive as Elk gets trapped in the Cataclysm here yet again. The feathers fly. Owner tries to stay alive. A dunk from the Super Mega Death Rocket. A double kill of Gumayushi. He's excited, and he just can't fight it. T1 are turning this game on its head.
So I feel like that they actually have answers to mitigate this split push, and this is where I start to get concerned for BLG. Right now, they're taking what objectives on the map they can.
Have you seen the mountain goats up on those tiny cliffs? Like, it is crazy.
They're trying to catch Owner this time, but instead, it's on, and Gumayushi's unstoppable. They found Yagao! Shut down for fate!
Miracle, but they're sending Zeus right for him. The two bouncers here, Keria and Zeus, gonna make sure he's getting nowhere near that thing.
It's not getting an opportunity to even try.
Oh, but they got it with the tongue lash.
Oh!
Elk has to flash over the wall. Elk with a potential massive outplay, and Zeus goes into the stasis, but he keeps himself alive. Gumayushi is dominating, and Bin will not find the stun here with a counter strike.
Answer from all of T1 is yes. Faker with his crown shattered.
Okay, Owner with the engage, forcing the flash out of Yagao. Beautiful flag and drag right back out over the wall. Bin gonna be the target now as On looks to try to provide some disruption. Shun back over with a ball breaker, but he ain't gonna find a whole lot. Re-engage from Owner. Stopwatch to stop them in their tracks. Oh my goodness, it's T1! Just absolutely rolling over them. Double kill for Guma, triple kill for Guma. Owner picks up another. Ben's the last man left alive, and he's gonna walk home with a broken leg. T1 absolutely dominating.
T1 barely walk away with a scratch. The damage is completely mitigated. Stopwatches, Devour. Carrier didn't even use his Devour in the fight.
I mean, Guma flash forward for a dead person to try and get a quadra kill.
It was crazy, just a one-sided fight from T1. We talked about how they've been ramping up
Forward. The front line for T1.
Oh, hang on, back in the action.
Back in the action yet again. Shun trying to get away. Super Mega Death Rocket not going to find the target, but Gumayushi finds the kill on Elk instead, and they'll happily take that. Ben trying to disengage with a leap strike back to his jungler, but now he's going to be thrown up in the air by Owner yet again. Shut down over to Gumayushi. T1 may have just won the game.
Another convincing fight for T1. BLG just, they have no options in the fight. T1 are just consistently getting the better of them. Shun is forced to retreat. The TP now coming in from both Zeus and Faker.
T1 are ready to end it here. The early game was tough. The top lane was rough. And for BLG, it was not enough. T1, the greatest team ever in League of Legends, is ready to bring it back and do it again. They're on the net.
It is the Neela Senna lane. This is something that a lot of people have been kind of whispering about it, talking about it. Couldn't actually base, and now Owner is not there, and the jungler's coming up, and Zika 6, so they're going to look for an all-in.
Zeus has the ulti, a bit extra movement speed. Will get away from the flag and drag. Quick flash out to safety. Instantly just going to ult for the extra movement speed. Now the damage coming through for the Gwen. Tarzan looking to follow up the flash in. Zeus still living for now, but first blood on the top side for LNG.
Going back up towards that top side gank. T1 will be able to pick up the Dragon, and I do think that the fact
T1, 3 members in the area, ready to set up. Scout on the flank, however, gonna look for the shove. Is gonna manage to catch only Zeus in the meantime. Baker still standing strong. Shockwave getting good damage down. T1 quick to force the fight. Zika not powerful enough to force that one through. T1 taking one and might just turn right back to the Herald. Down here, only going to further extend Faker's lead, as you can see on the bottom of your screen there. Scout doing what he can to just push everything back, but now they might just go in for the counter punch. Scout pulled away, forced to flash out to safety. The Herald still connects. Now Faker going to be in trouble, but again, there's no follow-up damage here. Orianna just sitting pretty. Thank you very much, Tarzan. That was terrible. And now what the hell? T1, they're living right.
just not on the level it needs to be.
No, absolutely not. LNG are looking nervous in game 1 here. And if you can't turn it around.
And I think one thing that LNG needs to consider is we see this all in on the top side. Zeus getting the Q3 in, but not quite as much sustain as initially expected. Hex Drinker pocked. Won't result in much more. Both sides simply backing away. A trade of alt G, but TP coming top side.
They're all coming. There's 4 at top right now.
Full focus on getting this objective bounty. Zeus, flag and drag. We'll just get the flash in the end. Tower picked up on the bottom side as well.
That's going to be double objective bounty in about 30 seconds. That I know. That is not going to fight these fights where they think they're disadvantaged, right? And that's why it was so surprising to see them take some earlier on. But they're just going to play the map. They're going to try to get as much gold in the pockets of their carries as possible and attempt to be ready for this soul fight, which is very likely to be game deciding here in 5 minutes.
Most certainly. You will feel it even more at 3 items. If this champion is not blown up in a fight, she will take over and extended engages.
There is also the fact that we've seen...
It's going to be on.
Have to be careful about locking themselves in the pit. Keep your eyes on Guma if he gets to the back line. Owner now stepping forward. Dragon Soul stolen, and now it's Gumayushi looking to tear through the entire team. Goes golden right to the back line. Zeus continuing to step up, but Zeka needs to be the difference maker. Zeka needs to hold on, but there are too many members free firing into the Gwen. Zeus stands strong on the back side of the fight, taking down so many members.
Playing game 1 as well.
An incredible start to the series from Team, but I don't think Kong is going to play Blitz again.
It's the self-ban angle.
It might be the self-ban angle. Like a truck, combined with the Neela, combined with Faker, even on this super tanky build, still outputting so much damage. Hook not quite going to
pushed in. So even once this Blitzcrank got out of lane, there wasn't much recourse for him, and T1 on the push. Zeus maybe in trouble.
Zeus off to the side, but LNG has to be careful about overcommitting. Zeus still just taunting them, teasing them. Blitzcrank, can the hook come out? Cataclysm locking him in. They will connect, but he pulls it back. Apotheosis! Gumayushi ascending to godhood in that moment as LNG are torn to shreds. T1 too far ahead. They make it look effortless.
It's a clean ace for T1. Baker shockwaves the minions just to speed up the demise of LNG. The Korean fans erupt here as T1 gonna claim game number 1.
Busan will not be silenced yet. Incredible.
Marksman, they bring it back.
This is so funny because I was talking about that in Pick and Ban game number 1, how Carey was so flexible during this meta, where he was one of those guys that you really could count on in this double marksman meta.
Staying available though for Guma, double cookies as well as a refillable potion for the Varus.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Faker losing the sustain war. He hasn't recalled yet. Scout has, of course, already used his TP back to
Tarzan.
lane. Potential window here to try to capitalize on. Faker still has the flash available. The healing as well. Can he find a target? He's going to flash back under the tower. Shock blast there. Faker making it out to safety. Scout now looking to follow up the healing now coming in, trying to find the 1-for-1, but Scout will stand strong.
No cleanse on Gala. He had to use that down on bot side. The stolen Maokai ult, all of the CC available from Owner. I think Gala would have been a dead man if they tried to fight this one, so it's going to be pushed back.
There's no follow-up there. Instead, the Herald immediately going to get dropped. T1 now looking to grab 2 plates here. Flash in, though. Owner's not happy with just 2 plates. Scout now going to be in trouble, but they can't quite find the damage. Faker going forward, looking for a bit of revenge. After the first tower dive, he will find the kill.
Gets out, and they get the plates with the crash.
Hung now stepping in. The flash away, the flash to safety, the slows big. Guma locked down, should get taken out here. Chains of Corruption going wide. He will not be able to get anything back. Crucial.
Incredibly good.
T1 leveraging their priority into the mid lane, the control that someone like a Lethality Vars is going to give you by just pure.
Was able to get such big leads consistently. It's this bot side counter picks as Zeus goes in on Tarzan.
Tarzan comes through with the twisted advance. Zeus getting lower and lower. We're going to try to burn through. Hex Trigger isn't going to be enough. Flash out to safety. On the backside, Guma managing to land the ultimate. A little bit of follow-up damage. Zeus coming back in for the extra healing. Double TP now going in. Faker is there. Lockdown come in, and Zika's going to try to find one. Faker is towing away the ultimate. That's the needlework coming out. LNG being pushed back by the side of T.
Had to retreat. They couldn't chase in and try to finish off Zeus, and it did mean that despite the trades back and forth,
Leverage the pressure that the Herald provides into then an advantage in the eventual soul fight in about 4 minutes time. Dragon, I do think that you're going to reach the 2 item breakpoints. We're seeing that Gala's getting close, same for Zika, and from that point on,
Tarzan will try to retake some of this vision, and LNG are going to try to get the scuttle and see if they can find the better angle for the engage.
Scuttle down. Gala great guns for a fight. In terms of sustained DPS, he absolutely outclasses Guma. But if it just comes down to a poke battle, he will not come out on top. LNG forcing the issue.
Hong doesn't have a good angle to engage at all, though. Like, look where he's playing. He's almost like trying to mark Zeus, but he needs to get to the backline. They're going to go.
Flash in. Owner Gala manages to make it out safety. Isolated for now. Looking for Zeus over the wall. Zeus on the backline. But Gala forced to safety. Chakrams stacked. Zeus can't find the angle, but the shutdown coming through for Faker. T1 taking the fight anyway. Gala looked good, but
all the difference is he comes over the side there, gets right into both the carries from LNG, Scout and Gala, because it's more stable, it's more secure. You go Goredrinker, you go Sterix, you get in the middle of the fight, and at the very least, you're going to take up a lot of damage. This one is
coming in, will just miss through the goalpost. Stolen Maokai ultimate now used, potentially a window of opportunity here for the side of T1. Flash in onto Owner. Owner still making it out to safety. A lot of resources committed issue. Force the fight here. T1 has to be careful about grouping for the Infernum ultimate.
Owner a little bit chunked here, and Hong's looking for that angle. They're going to try to pinch Zeus.
Dragon resetting a little bit here. Both sides backing away. It's just a battle of poke. Both sides hoping to bait the other one into pressing the trigger. The charm now coming through. Will it be enough to lock down Zeus? No is the answer. Scout given to the Aatrox as tribute, and now Gala's in trouble. T1 coming alive. They see the window of opportunity. They see the weakness in the armor of LNG, and they tear it asunder. There is no room left in the fight. T1 will take everything they want in this game too. Hung, a last desperate effort, but the TP's coming mid. I mean, that's going to be game.
they're going to throw for the end. T1 put LNG in a lose-lose position. You have to contest for this objective. Elder, just too much power to give over. But T1 patiently prodding, find the angle.
And the fervor of the fans in Busan will not force T1 to play over-aggressive. They keep their discipline, they remain composed, they close out cleanly versus LNG in Game 2 and bring us to match point, a semifinal spot on the line.
From it, the engage options are really, really poor, I do think, for LNG. For LNG, I think the early game is going to become so incredibly important. They're going to have to be able to kind of absorb these engages, utilize the breath
of Summer was able to carry this team, I think, when the rest of the players weren't able to keep it together. Scout
against Renata, you always have to play
almost 6.
Tarzan looking down here on the bottom side. Good initial damage. Nice pullback on the Shockwave. Guma still standing for now. The bailout will buy enough time for them to get one kill back. Tarzan still standing, and that means Guma will fall. LNG find an angle on bottom side, but here comes the hostile takeover. Faker knocking two, but the tower, it does not fire back. Owner does not have the angle to follow up on the Gala. He will just barely be able to find a Gala now, trying to make it out to safety. T1 need to get a kill back and return. Gala goes up, Gala goes down, but for now he is still standing. Finding the dissonance.
Oh, as we might have another return play here from Tarzan.
Rinse and repeat, finding the lineup, finding the angle, instant damage coming through Falio so they can get the root as well. If they could find the mark, but nice counter punch coming in from Guma, using the ult to stop the play in its tracks. Gala continuing to step up. Desperate to get a little bit more here, but has to be careful. The mark now coming through. Varus, good damage. Guma wants to finish it, and he gets it! Absolutely outplayed!
Give right off the back of it. Hog it all around. Tarzan is sniffing, but it's going to be too little. It's going to be too late. So it's about the fight if it's about anything.
On to Guma. Follow-up is there. Owner not going to connect. Zik on the backside. Hostile takeover is clean. And again, there's no cleanse available for Gala. It stops the play for now. Zika trying to find one. Owner surely should fall here. Still standing because of the bailout, but he will eventually die. Available for Tarzan in just a couple of seconds here. Counting down, ticking away.
Yeah, they can't do it.
Faker going to try to cover early ult to try to make it out safety. T1 backing off. Are they going to kill? LNG linger for a bit too long, not respecting the burst, and here comes Faker. Tarzan getting shredded by the soldier. One more is gonna do it.
Here, Owner will just push Tarzan off. They'll secure the top tier 1, so they don't even need to use the Herald. Just get a quick reset. Go
basically an isolated 1v1, which with the Jace,
Faker
he's always gonna win.
in the darkness, coming through, the pushback onto Zeus to the skies, dunked down. Ulti goes a little bit wide, but the second half of the root on the Chain of Corruption will catch. Owner wants to keep this 1v1 going. Scout now retreating. Scout now coming in. Stun goes in. The pullback nice from Scout, buying a bit more time. But now again, the follow-up. The steadfast presence. And who is steadfast if not T1 in the face of elimination? 3 back-to-back clean.
Like free Drakes? This early on is Tarzan.
Tarzan! That's your side of the rift. Zeus back away. Gala off to the side. He can root up 2. Follow-up autos there. Roots. No, this buying a bit more time with the hostile takeover. Now they're autoing each other. They're just killing each other. LNG, the fight instantly turned to beautiful from Carrier, but Scout can't get the damage. It is not enough.
T1 are going to keep the chase going. Faker's going to take the hex hit. He wants to wrap behind them. Look at mid. Mid, they're going to try to get both towers. They'll prevent the charge on the tier 1 by killing it off. So they're going to push in that Herald and go for 2 towers off of the play. And off of the delay there from T1, they get a kill. They take 2 towers. They're going to get a 3rd charge mid as well.
And they got the Hextech Drake with all that going on as well. Soul point again at 18 minutes with the Hextech of Zeus. So no one can match this Jace. So T1 can just keep pressing their advantages in the side lanes.
Can they make it work? Tarzan stepping forward, frontlining. The handshake pulls them back. The Baron already gone. There's no fight left. And still, Owner goes in, finds the knockup on 2. Zika in the back line. They're just forced to back away. But again, discipline is the story for T1. They got what they came for, and they walk away.
T1 get everything. They get the TP off Zika, they get the Baron, they're pushing down that top lane, and they're going to be able to answer mid. Maybe you lose the tier 1, but look at Carrier, he's setting up for a
Hostile
play.
takeover, Shockwave there. Hostile takeover, a little bit of damage here. Faker off to the side. Owner backing away. Just the tier 1 and the objective bounty taken.
This is a 5 versus 4. Zeus is just pushing in the top side of the map. That's their most fat member. He's not even there.
And this is in his interviews, you know, that time away, giving him the space to become the player that he wants to be, to become greater, as now Faker breaking in the mid lane. Again, Tarzan can fish for the pick. They might be able to find it here. Can they get Faker down? The pushback's still there. Faker trying to slide, trying to glide out to safety. The root is there. The damage follow-up is not, however. Carrier, the flash in, the handshake onto Scout. You will not take his mid laner.
Zeus pushing down the bottom side. They can retreat back to a Hextech Soul. No answers remaining for LNG. This feels like checkmate from T1. An incredible series that they have played. LNG have looked helpless to answer any of the plays from T1.
And it's Hextech Soul with a unhit Varus, a Zir with Nashers, and a monster fat Jace.
And Zeus, full confidence play. There's no reason he needs to do that, but he doesn't.
But T1, it doesn't look like the pressure's getting him whatsoever.
Feels like a victory march down the mid lane. Inhibitor knocked down, if they could want. No reason to risk anything. It is slow, it is steady, it is controlled, it is massive damage. Gala firing back with the Inferno multi just to generate a little bit of space, but Scout getting chunks down. Don't even need a wave, just tearing through the tower as life bars shrink on the side of JDG, or LNG, excuse me. Hope dwindling. JDG on the minds of T1 looking ahead to the semifinals.
Zeus just isn't missing. It's ridiculous. It's like 20 shock blasts in a row that this guy has hit. He's monster fed, and he is just having them
Handshake back,
downloaded.
connected down to the wall. Zeus firing up with so much damage down. Go Zika. The pushback is massive. Gala knocked out at T1, eyes on the prize.
And it's the God of Thunder. He loves his lightning champions, and Jace was always his most iconic. And in this final game, Zeus shows why he still pulls it out.
Final push now, LNG, one last desperate hold, but they've got nothing left. And even as every other LCK team falls away, Faker stays standing. T1 stays standing. The last light of the LCK burns bright, and Busan is ahead to the
History, obviously, with Jin and T1, none of it good. And it is also a really big pivot away. I think the laning strength is the only similarity, but outside of that, not really going to be the case. Figures it out, but the timing window might just be there.
It's perfect for the setup.
369.
Now they know.
Total control of the lane, but just now sees Owner. Owner mounting up on the way in, looking to lock him up and take him out. 369 still standing for now. Will he burn the flasher or just accept his fate, trying instead to turn and burn onto Zeus, get a little bit more health damage, just accepts his fate. First blood for the side of
No T1 is going to try and aggressively stack dragons, but they won't have the opportunity. We do see Knight already here. Doesn't look like T1 is going to be able to contest this.
Zeus going for the solo bolo, and he just gets the kill!
What? That is not a Comet diff right there. That's a Zeus diff. God of lightning, God of the top lane. He lays it down in 3.
Can't go for that play, right? He will be able to easily survive as...
Ruler ignited 2 fights, one in the bottom lane, one in the mid lane. Faker burning the shockwave just to get away from Knight. Now the curtain call coming out. Ruler gonna sidestep 1, slowed by the 2nd, looking for 1 more, but missing there just in time to deny the kill. Guma 4 shot now pushing in. Jin notoriously bad at pushing these towers. Probably not gonna be able to grab a plate there, but Ruler's so low, maybe they can get it done. Is Owner still controlling, total control on the top side from T1. Mid lane matchup getting a bit closer. Guma playing very strong,
Getting low.
but opted for lethality. He's still relatively squishy, all things considered. Zeus still stepping forward with the Infernal Chain, looking for the lockup. Tempered Fate now coming in, isolating Knight. Knight right in the back line, and Owner immediately with the follow-up engage. Zeus still standing. Now finally the bias going in, but it might just be too little too late. Knight, Zeus CV to the back of the fight. Zeus ticking, burning, but the shutdown is 369. But now they're just fish caught in the barrel, waiting on the slaughter of the curtain call. T1 stepping in and dominating the Herald. Backs away. Maybe suspects the play from Kanavi. Charge forward, lock up, ulti used in the previous fight. 369 still burning him down. Zeus running for the hills, the rumble, and the buy. Get it done on the 2K in their favor. They're not willing to give up this Drake for free. Owner into the pit, and he will steal it right out of Kanavi's hands. Curtain call over the wall. There is nowhere for that buy to go. Guma now on a killing spree, missing, running for his life. Locked up into the wall. Equalizer used just to keep the support alive.
T1 make it look effortless there. They just come in, yoink, thank you so much for the dragon. Owner steals it away, and they also get the... Never mind, he gets a freebie back.
Staying a bit too long, stun now coming through. 369, careful not to overheat too quickly. Continuing to walk forward, making sure now he has the flame spitter to try to bring it back. Shockwave there, Carrier not quite able to connect. Maybe they have the damage. Faker's gonna be in trouble, missing now, pushing him back, trying to sacrifice. 369 burns down to the ignite of Carrier, missing, killed as well, and
like we said in Champ Select, there's no pure big tank on the enemy team.
Temper
to
Fate
stack
there.
A bunch of armor.
Should be an easy follow-up. Now Carrier taking his time, waiting for the wall to try to line it up. He doesn't even need to! Zeus!
After they get the kill on top side, they immediately shift everybody up towards this mid lane. Zeus is able to get the tower by himself on bottom in the tri-brush.
Herald already utilized. Gonna create some pressure, gonna break open mid lane at the very least. T1 already pulling ahead in the play. If they can get the Drake as well, it's everything. Owner waiting in the darkness. JDG, this is such a tough angle to fight from. Continuing to stay around, continuing to stick around, willing to give up so many resources. The crash in mid lane already happened from the Herald. The tower slowly but surely crashing. Or rather breaking down now as Dragon still aggroed here. Carrier playing on the edge. Ruler going through the portal. Feathers fly, but to little effect as JDG just have to run the pullback over the wall. Now they're just trying to isolate and take out Zeus. Big gold influx for the side of JDG. Can they take the follow-up fight? already. The equalizer burned. Carrier running through the magical journey. Everybody trying to get up, but Owner will be denied. Owner cannot find the escape, but it doesn't matter because T1 are there in time. Missing trying to fire back. Gumayushi out of ammo, desperately trying to reload, but here comes the kunai. Here comes Knight, the flash away to safety. 3 shots left in the barrel. Manages to lock him down, playing on the edge. Missing as he stepped
Faker's
too
coming!
far. Faker on the flank. No shockwave. A lot of help. Has to play careful here. Knight, no ultimate. Needs to make his way out of this one. The lockup there from Guma from so far away. Owner coming in. The pullback on the Missing, trying not to stick around for too long. One taken down already. Knight now going in, trying to turn it back. Guma says not today.
E from Knight. That is lethal. He's able to avoid this, and then Faker's able to chase them down. The W coming through from the Jhin as well to root up Knight.
In so many positions, they might just not have enough damage to finish off these priority targets. Carrier going in. Lineup not quite there, but the captive audience now coming through. Missing, trying to back up. Shockwave pulling back just to kill the Alistair, but they get the tier 2 as well.
The range on this composition, baby. Look at those picks for T1. The cow is down, and they're going to get a free bottom tower. Look at the minimap. Zeus, free to split push to his heart's content. The last outer tower. The defense is here for JDG, crumbling.
Carry a perfect predict on the Shuriken flip means the lockup is there on the Knight. He goes into the Shroud. Kanavi ready to give his life to protect his mid laner. They're now going into the back line straight onto Guma. Locked up with a temper flame, doesn't quite connect to the Jhin. Burns to the ground. JDG trying to hold on to hope, but here is Zeus. Here's the top laner right as they need him to crash down. The pull back on the Infernal Chains.
Ruler.
Missing goes in, but he cannot find the edge. Ruler still stands, but he doesn't have the angle to attack. He doesn't have the angle into the fight. The Shroud will take Knight out to safety, and T1 stands strong despite the kill. Slower Baron normally, but they're so far ahead with the Jhin that it might not matter. TP from the Akali. Knight in the area now. T1 maybe just going to fish for the pick here. Already got one advantage. Tempered Fate onto Kanavi is big. The lineup is there. Zeus immediately going to look to knock him down. Can they find it? Kanavi now going right back into Zeus. Owner in the area. Big damage coming in for the Darkened Blade. Missing on the backside, trying to buy some space. With a shockwave, it's clean. And in comes the curtain call. It is Zeus wreaking havoc on all of JDG to finish the fight. T1 looking to break over the base of JDG.
That's a clean ace. That's got to be the game. I think they can push for the end.
Halt construction on the Golden Road immediately. T1 have something to say about it.
From start to finish, they have been in the driver's seat from the creative pathing in the early game of Owner to shut down 3-6-9. T1 have their eyes on the prize, and the prize alone. A spot in the finals, or at least one game closer. T1 showing up massive in this first game. Missing and Kanavi should not be enough. The Nexus lower and lower. T1 drawing first blood in this series.
The no-brainer here. Zeus, I'm sure, is going to go Lefeld, even facing Cassante. But I think the main thing with Senna and Kalista is that their level 1 is absolutely nuts. And I'd expect this to go back to
him trying to stand between them and that huge achievement. Carrier on the level 1 is going to lead the way with the Ash.
Sing taking so much damage, but now continuing to free fire to Carrier. Carrier has to be careful. Will he be forced to flash over the wall? For now, standing strong. 369 on the backside, has popped the Ghost. 1 Q stack going, but he can't really find an angle in. Has to be careful. Third stack missing incredibly low. Q through the creeps, trying to pick up some souls. Owner getting lower and lower. 369 for Zeus up to the side, but Owner getting burned down. Owner level 2, he flashes in. They get first blood. It's traded back. Knight running for his life now. Shifts. We got Farming Simulator on the top side. This game has it all. Now we got a Maokai gank in the bot lane. Ruler has to be careful. Just barely gets around the trap, but Owner stepping forward. The cleanse isn't going to be enough. Walking in, one more Owner. They can't wait into the flash in. Carrier seals the deal. Missing, trying to fire back with Carrier. Blinking. Kanavi looking for one.
That's one.
Knocked down. We've seen the scene in Arcane. You know exactly how this goes. Flash in, hits him with the fisticuffs. Double kill. Going over to
from this Rift Herald, and already to a very rich Vi. They're going to have to make a very big Vi ultimate plus shockwave play to make this worthwhile.
Also do note, and this is something in the
See what they can do with it, because Kanavi's going to help him get another turret plate.
Alting, no one there to body block for Missing. That could be disastrous. Carrier behind, Zeus behind as well. Kanavi gonna be in trouble. Ruler now trying to run for his life, kiting this one out. Zeus keeping his eyes on the Callistas. Kanavi in the backside will find one. Knight with the shockwave, at least managing to lock down the trade. Not looking to contest this one whatsoever. Do not have the vision, do not have the members in position. It will be a trade of the top lane tier 1 for the second Drake after last game. JDG putting more effort into getting resources into the back pocket of 369. Staying even in CS, but getting...
Exactly, that setup does so much. When every brush has a sapling in it, and then every piece of...
One entrance left, meaning Owner has perfect setup for an ulti to kick this fight off. Arrow gonna connect first. Kanavi now locked up, brings it back into the rest of the team. Owner in the midst of everybody, and Zeus now on the way in. Kanavi still standing for now. Ruler pulling back his support, and now JDG looks to turn. Unstoppable is 369. They know that they've gotten what they came for. JDG now backing off. Do not want to overextend in the play.
This is huge. The entire front line from T1 has been deleted. JDG, what a successful turnaround in that fight.
It's Kanavi with the in-the-moment decision to turn around on Owner, and with the cooldowns down, no front line available, T1 isn't going to be able to get themselves to a soul point for this Infernal Soul, and JDG take control.
Again here on the back of the play from Kanavi.
I have to feel like that was a bit of a...
The images. Deus using the Scryer's Bloom just to see if there's anything spotting him. Another aggressive engage here. Carrier locked up though. Knight finds the shockwave onto one. The TP now coming in. That's 369 to the backside. Looking to isolate the rest of the team. One kill already going down. Guma off the ribs. Carrier running for his life. Kanavi continuing to step forward. Pullback coming in. JDG have brought T1 into the meat grinder. They are tearing through them effortlessly. But Faker now looking to fire back.
Force that out and back off.
TP coming.
Here comes Zeus.
Potential for a hero moment from Zeus from Carrier. Can they turn this one back? A lot of blinking health bars, a lot of cooldowns missing. Zeus, no flash. Objective getting lower and lower. The Ren should just be able to finish it. They will grab the Baron, but T1 sticking around in the meantime, hoping to take the fight. Missing, getting lower and lower, but he just got too much range, too many souls, doing too much damage. Faker goes in, but he gets absolutely nothing. Already 2.5K in their favor. Expecting to break down some tier 2s here, but again, a lot of...
For the split push here. Even though they're sacrificing turret pushes here to Baron, trying to get something back with those
engages. Ace in the hole again, good damage on
bounty there, while the rest of JDG push top.
Should be pretty easy to tear through that tower at this stage of the game. So 369 there to pick up the CS, won't be able to stop the tower take. JDG not afraid to walk up. 99 souls on missing, about to have 100 extra range here. So he can continue to rain down on JDG. Clearly much more worried about losing control on the Baron side. Kanavi going in, immediate start to the fight. Faker now locked up. The play does so much damage. Kanavi's early game lead put to good use here. The GA now coming out. T1, can they fight back? Zeus leaping in will get Kanavi in the end. 1-for-1 thus far. Zeus going back under the Azir tower. The rest of T1 now need to barrel into the fight, but it's eyes on Knight. Can he get more damage down? 369 in the midst of everybody, and he's going all out into the back line. Only the support left standing.
They're gonna push straight down mid.
And with 280 carries, there is no way that the Nexus isn't gonna fall, and JDG come back with a resounding victory here in game number 2.
Game 1 about Owner's early pathing, about the team play, but game 2 has been about Kanavi and the dominance of JDG in fights. But that said, as good as the fight was, as
with the Baron buff, Baron empowered recalls will allow them to reset too, and you see T1 trying to make a rush towards
coming into this series.
Firing back certainly in game 2, got more support, got more time alone to farm up, and you can see why he's considered the best team fighting top laner. Lives to body block Ace in the hole.
And it's so hard here to kill 369. Guma doesn't have a Lord Dom, so it's only Faker that maybe eventually can chew through.
Arrow on to Kanavi. JDG back.
But it is going to be the secure of all the neutral objectives. The 2 inhibitors down. JDG.
Traps are there. 369 solo zoning off as meanwhile Kanavi just walks in with the Baron empowered minions just to threaten the Nexus. JDG, their chokehold on T1, and they're starting to squeeze T1. Not a lot of...
And not give an engage opportunity. Have to be a little bit careful about that one.
The good news is...
But Zeus is behind, they're going for it, T1.
For the angle, Missing could be in trouble here. Zeus on the backside looking to lock up, trying to take down a bit more damage. Infernal Chain's not going to be very effective. Knight going golden, has a bit more space. Kanavi now on the way in. In goes Kanavi, and that should just be it. T1 holding on for dear life. Faker uncontested on the backside. Gumichi going golden, but he is going to go down. The flash out will not be enough. GA up just in time to keep Kanavi standing. It's a clean ace in the base of T1 as JDG will move on and close out game 2.
It's a textbook.
That's fine. I'll take
Renekton, oh
it.
no.
Oh boy.
The red side advantage, oh no.
I saw Dagda wince as soon as the Renekton hover
It's not what you
came
want
in.
from your red side draft.
I mean, this is
Try and snipe some minions to get level 2.
Trying as quickly as they can to lock down some of these to level 2 now going in. Kanavi, good damage down onto Guma. Ruler flashing out of safety, ticking and burning, but he will stay standing. Missing! Gets taken down! Carrier! A godly play! This time around, we're gonna need to wait for one more dragon at least, however. And right now, in terms of gold, JDG, our city play, has the XP advantage. Missing trailing behind, but isn't going to do a lot. Ruler, however, looking for the all-in in the 1v1. Gumiuji, nice flash to get away from the piercing arrow and the 3 stacks. In the meantime, fight on the top side. 369 and Knight comboing together, catching out Faker. Kanavi getting one, and spin goes the monkey. The Cyclone coming through just in time to keep the fight going, but Zeus is not down yet. Zeus looking to fire back. JDG could be in trouble. Missing, not firing forward. He's got level 6, but does he have the mana? The Herald does drop in the end. Knight still standing. The flick back is clean. There's Living Missing. He gets the kill. He gets the red buff carrier now running for his life. Flash over Knight to safety. Still
They're looking for a dive here. No reinforcement for T1.
Ulti up and available for the Wukong. Waiting, buying his time. Extra healing coming in, but Zeus is going to get a chance to use it, holding on for now, but immediately 369 finding the kill.
Looks like they don't want to do it without Kanavi having his ultimate available for the Wukong, so they'll give up the objective at Worlds so far. T1 are going to go for the dive. Kanavi's going to try and answer.
TP now coming in, 369 staying alive for now. No dominance, the Goredrinker healing now coming in, but Zeus goes in just in time. Hostile takeover will not connect on the real Kanavi. They're still focusing on Zeus. The bailout will not be enough, and they'll say kill Kanavi, not quite. Shattering Strike, bit more damage, does not want to give over the 3-0 shutdown to the side of JDG, but JDG keeping the pressure up, keeping their eyes on the tower. Will focus down that objective.
Yep, the damage is enough for them to take down the tower. Kanavi invested his ult.
This fight. Zeus on the flank, Faker over the wall. Objective getting lower and lower. The Weaver's wall coming out, isolating Owner. Might go for the 50-50, but it's absolutely Psycho flashes over the arrow. Faker goes in! It's incredibly clean. JDG with the counterpunch. Can they get anything back? Ruler untouched on the backside. Dragon still standing, but Owner will take that away too. My God, what an engage from T1!
Owner, you magnificent beast! What in the world? He makes the engage happen and he secures the dragon. T1. Whoa! My favorite story about Owner too is that his name is actually
T1 regaining their composure after a pretty difficult early game. Knight will take a tower on the top side of the map. JDG holding on to a gold lead, but T1 feeling a lot more confident coming into the next dragon fight, 2.5 minutes away. Baron spawning in 4 seconds. Both sides take it pretty quick, although the lethality Varus actually puts a pretty big damper on any hopes JDG has for bursting it down.
And, oh, Zeus?
Zeus going in on a Ruler. Ruler caught shopping! Oh no! And he gets the dust blade. It's too damn clean. Kanavi trying to get something back, but it might be too little, too late. The flick back coming in. T1 see their window of opportunity. Berserk, both 80s just hitting each other. Knight now running. Focused on the objective. They have the Ren Smite combo. There is no reason they should give this up, but Kanavi might just be able to take it. They're now trying to burst it down. The push over the wall doesn't connect, but it does not matter. T1 get the objective. Kanavi into the pennant. He will get taken down. 369 forced to run for the hills, and T1 have turned the game on its head.
369 running for his life, but Zeus is here.
Look for the slice. Trying to double dash through one. Not able to get the second. The Q3, the Darkened Blade cutting down. But now Ruler, maybe he can get more in the fight. Ruler now running down Zeus. Owner now running. Ruler trying to make up for the previous mistake. JDG looking to take the fight. Owner overstaying, over commitment. Faker hit by the arrow. Missing's ult up and available. The Ashe can find an angle. It can all fall apart. Zeus got out a bit here. Forced to retreat. Dragon objective getting lower. Weaver's wall bringing Knight into the fight. The entire team split. Arrow going wide. That's massive. 369 going to the pit, trying to isolate and take out the jungler. T1 now need to turn. It's the hostile takeover connecting. Who can get the objective? And the steal coming through in time for Kanavi, but the fight is not done. Missing on the backside. Vulnerable on his lonesome, but JDG pulling back slowly. Surely they have no jungler, but they have the objective. T1 desperate to get more. They know they need to get something here. Pushing in. 369 over the wall. Knight continuing to poke. It's diligent. It is controlled. 369 now going in, forcing out the ultimate. Missing has been caught out. Missing will go down. The flash buying a bit more time, buying a bit more space, but he will get killed. It is only a matter of time. Zeus finishing up the fight at the end of the
shuffle.
Absolutely is. Missing maybe now caught out again, just as you call it, Chronicler. But Kanavi in the meantime just trying to isolate Zeus. He needs to be careful though, because the rest of T1 is now coming in. Missing running for the hills, but he surely will go down. Faker grabbing the kill. 369 being forced out of the pit. Locked up. Cloud Rift. Taker of T1, a bit of vision in the pit. Means JDG don't have to be too scared, but they might be pitching for the angle. Arrow going on to the jungler. Flick back is there. Looking to burst Owner. Looking to taste him out of the equation. The pullback is there for Guma. He walk in
Zeus is on the watch. They can take him down.
Zeus spotted. 369 early ultimate to get the Fury up. Knight going over the wall. The flick back flashed away, but Zeus is certainly dead. The rest of T1 now trying to move into the jungle to compensate, but missing, zoning them off as best he can. Zeus, the blast cone, not enough. Back into the midst of the team.
And the immediate win gonna be there for JDG. We know how deadly this team is when they get their hands on a Baron. T1.
But for the next 2 minutes and 20 seconds, it is JDG who are favored. Not quite enough members in the mid lane to bully this tower down, but the empowered cannon minions will be more than enough. 9 on the bottom side, T1 just need to weather the storm.
And the heal is good in lane, but once you get out, it is very tough not to have the cleanse.
Zeus on the flank.
Zeus on the side. TP coming in, Faker looking to make the play against Ruler! Owner goes in! And again, the combos are clean! The hostile takeover is damn well hostile! T1 looking to leave no survivors alive. 369 admits the entire team will get absolutely nothing! T1 in the clutch are too damn clean!
Baker predicts Ruler's flash. He gets there first. He catches him with the ultimate. It is a clean ace.
The T1 gonna go up to match point. And it's Faker that sets it up. Owner that knocks it down.
Just when you think that JDG are in total control, it wasn't even about the Cloud Soul. It was a single moment from T1 that gave them this game, that set them up for a match point. Missing, he won't be enough. T1 gonna break the base. T1 gonna move on to match point. A clean fight out of nowhere secures them their second game.
It's Gumayushi.
Bard. Oh.
Yeah, it's going to be the Bard instead. And let's not forget, it was this Zeri pick specifically that got Ruler his first LCK win back in 2022. It was when Zeri for either top laner here, so if we do get a fight for this dragon, or at least for the Scuttle, it will be exclusively between 4 versus 4.
Owner going in, decent bit of poke damage. Just the EQ as well as the Iron Spike Whip. No level 6 again.
Uma 6.
Carry a flash to the wall, locking up Knight. It's a clean play. Flag drag, flash forward. Committing on to Knight. The shockwave now coming in. Faker turning it right back. First blood. Everybody getting out. That's a one hell of a magical journey. They'll get the kill back onto Owner, but now they're in enemy territory. Cosmic Binding is good, but here comes Kanavi. Locked up, nowhere for Faker to go. And JDG fire back, but Zeus on the top side. Right here beside him, level 6. Around the corner for Carrier, but still needs a bit more. Faker over the wall, though, has been locked in by the Infernal Chains. Above and below, coming up for the Belbeth. Faker in trouble. Not going to be able to get out of this one. The kill coming through for Kanavi.
Razor, and then T1 might not be able to get the dragon. We'll be getting that, though. Still think JDG is going to be very happy with how this early game has played.
From Faker, unleashed just in time. Ruler slowed down just a bit. Objective getting lower and lower. Who's going to take it? Kanavi is going to grab it. Ulti coming out with the shockwave on the backside to lock up Gumayushi. Owner goes in, but he's not able to get much done. Kanavi dipping and diving. Zeus finally going to catch the jungler, but Ruler for now is still completely untouched. Kanavi is living. The lightning crash comes out, and it is time for T1 to get the hell out of Dodge. Zeus has burned all of his resources, but continuing to step up. Will walk away, but JDG again, they get the Herald. They keep has the red buff ticking.
They can't contest.
But there's no room for JDG to contest this one. The Herald going to be immediately dropped mid. Carrier still has the ulti to deny the charge, but JDG barreling in. A lot of members here might be able to break the tower anyway. Still, they're going to break it. 369 caught up. Oh! Gumayushi getting going for the counter engage. The flash out. Carrier flashing forward. Will not connect on the stun. Faker on the flank. Herald still there. Void Remora is still there. Zeus finds the knockup. He finds two, but there's no follow-up. He gets out the Lulu wall. Kanavi now stepping in. Knight there. Shockwave comes back. The counter punch from JDG is too damn much, but T1 are still standing. T1
able to outgrowth himself, and then the shockwave, it looks like the fight is turned for JDG, but it's not enough. Zeus
Zeus new running, has no
actually
face.
going to let them.
And even in some of these team fights here, Zeus in a position to create a lot more pressure than 369's Aatrox. This is a defensive Aatrox. This is the Gore Drinker Sterix, tankier version of it, not the lethality.
Faker continuing to walk up on the top side. And now Carrier caught out, no magical journey available. Ruler walks in, just gets a free miss here, but what is he gonna get done? Now trying to lock them up, has flashed out to safety. Owner buying a bit more space for Guma, but they're being forced to retreat. TP already used, Zeus waiting over the wall, trying to find the jungler. It feels personal how many times this man has managed to survive, but the fate is sealed of Kanavi. T1 managed to vision. They have zero way into the pit. They have zero tools to get on top of them quickly. T1 are determined to take the objective. It's getting lower and lower. There's a portal in the back of the pit. It's a goddamn good heist. T1. He has to be the difference maker here. A good shockwave, the Zeri follow-up could be enough for JDG to take the fight, but for now they're focused on the objective. Owner zoning them away. 2.5K is getting lower and lower. They will burn it down. They get what they came for. T1, do they want to stay for the fight? Knockup coming through. Owner caught up. Flag and Drag will take him out to safety. Kanavi burning on the back side. Owner still standing. Ruler with the lightning crash now trying to go in, but goes gold, and Carrier buys a bit more space for the rest of the team. Arrows coming in from the bars. Ruler incredibly low, but maybe, just maybe, he can turn it back. But Guma's still standing tall. He can't walk into range. T1 starting to feel like an inevitability. Ruler, Zeri, not enough. T1 are running JDG in circles in these team fights. What? Taves flashing forward, just trying to deny, just trying to zone them away. Blood in their eyes. They want everything. They'll break the tier 1.
And Zeus is just like, I flash X just continues back up to the top side of the team right where Owner lived.
The lineup is perfect there. They've locked up Ruler. That's all that they need. Zeus now stepping in. Zeus desperate to get the Q3, but he cannot find the angle. Ruler now retreating. T1, will they go for more? Flash in from Owner. Kanavi now in trouble. Wild Growth coming out. T1 find the angle. Barreling down the top side with the Baron. Ready to break the backs of JDG. The magical journey for T1 coming through. And perhaps the golden road coming to it. Knight locked up.
Knight is locked.
The crown will not stop that. And he's only a Knight. Faker knocking him down. Unstoppable. Stronger and stronger. The attack speed bar is starting to hit like a truck, shredding through the tower slowly but surely. Faker on the flank.
And the big thing is,
They can't afford to give up the soul. Guma clearing the mid wave. T1 a bit split. Eyes on Ruler. Eyes on the shockwave of Knight. Kanavi stepping in. Flash to the side from Faker. At the cost of very little. Owner walking more, but Faker now dominating. Kanavi! A massive mistake. Carrier now going in. The Ruler's untouched. Goes golden and now Ruler looking to take over the fight. Ruler still standing, but Guma's still standing. Guma firing back. Ruler goes down. Guma's just better. Faker will come for the final spot. T1 will get the Baron. They will get the split push. They've got JDG on the ropes.
Ruler, I won't. I will crush him. And he just did.
and now, crucially, Ruler doesn't have his flash available. Knight doesn't have his flash available. Just shy of death cap. No real power there for the Orianna. Such a defensive build. I don't know if they're gonna have the damage, particularly with Ocean Soul.
Ocean Soul Zeus on the side lane. Can't be stopped. He can be slowed, but he cannot be stopped without more members there. 369 will not be enough. JDG know that that's a losing prospect on the top side, so instead they will focus on the bottom side, but this inhibitor will be a continuous weak point. 369 finding the lockup. Zeus snapping back on the Soul Unbound. Will just break the inhibitor. He knows what he's here for. It is slow, it is controlled, it is diligence. The hype moment over for a moment as Kanavi weaves in and out of the exchange, looking for a bit of redemption for himself. T1, explosive fight after explosive fight has put them in a position to close this out cleanly, clinically. Death by 1,000 cuts for JDG.
So much riding on these last minutes. JDG trying to defend their golden road as it crumbles before them. T1, the onslaught will not stop. Third inhibitor goes down.
T1 pushing in.
They're not done.
They've got the Baron still. 36 seconds. 5K Red Bull Baron power play backing them up. Zeus finding an initial knockup, just a bit of poke. A single misstep from JDG and T1 can instantly fully commit to the fight. It's the shockwave. Kanavi getting lower and lower, falling apart under the pressure. JDG's hope dwindling. They've taken down BLG. They've taken down LNG. It is not LPL versus LCK. It is T1 versus the LPL. And they like those odds as they move to finals.
Okay. All right. Well, that is definitely a choice you can make in game number one. Of course, this is Ona's most famous champion by a country mile.
And something that...
now, because Zeus got the push in, he's going to come down, so Weiwei's going to have to back off. He could look for the 50-50, but he risks putting himself in danger, so it should be Owner grabbing the Wolf, and they can continue this pressure on. You can look towards mid now, as Xiaohu's in trouble.
Yeah, Owner immediately moves over. There's the flash. The Q's going to land from Owner, but he decides to not go in under the inner turret, and Xiaohu looks to try and fire back.
This is just great stuff early on here from T1. Owner, 3 camps top, moves into the enemy jungle to cover Zeus on the push, then uses Zeus' pressure to move down, steal the Wolves, rotates over towards mid where Faker has that, now into a bot side scuttle. This is really clean, really well pre-planned play here from T1.
And I'm going to be looking towards how are the junglers able to punish the lack of flashes.
W as Faker gets the charm. He stomps it to the skies, but I don't think it's going to be enough because his flash is already down. And first blood goes to Xiaohu.
And I haven't even finished.
This dragon. So that is one of the steps that they have taken here. Still, they're going to need those.
Incredible throughout the World Championship.
Certainly has. And now Faker is going to dash in, finds the charm under the Tom Kench. Faker has to get out of there, though. Can't be a snare for the hostile takeover. Gets so much work done. The Devour's in, but the kill's there for Owner. Xiaohu now going down low as Faker dashes forward once again. But it looks like they'll have to settle for one and a Herald.
And Weibo, they see that T1 is at the Herald. They rotate over, and I think they try to recuperate. But that's sunken cost fallacy because they just walk up. T1 finds the angle, and Weibo give up the Herald and a kill.
Exactly, and maybe going to lose some farm down on bot side as well, because Chris has no TP, but Zeus.
Nature's Grasp comes in, he gets pulled back, he's interrupted from the ultimate. Zeus does get a knock up there and a shield, but I think he's still dead. And there it is, the answering kill from the shot.
Prio down on that bot side, move up through the river. And with Keria and Guma at such a strong point early on in the game.
Immediately, Azale, you love to see it. Owner is here, though. It's going to be a 2v2. Zeus taking a bit of damage as the Q comes down. There's the ulti. Nature's Grasp, but look at the knockups, the kickback. Weiwei punches him out of it. Oh! The Dawning Shadow flies through to help get the kill on.
Incredibly impressive to into as the Shy might be getting ganked.
Yeah, Keria is going to move on up here as Zeus is going to break those chains. Keria is looking for that handshake angle as already the Shy has done a fair bit of damage, but I don't think it is going to be enough as it's Alco Gaming for the Shy, and he will go down. Owner grabs that kill.
Dying there with no TP does mean there's going to be a pretty big push. You can see Guma. Of course, you have to compare that with Crisp's goal.
Oh, brings him back in with a twisted advance, the kickback as well as Weiwei gets out the punch, and now Xiaohu coming on in. Owner's going to burn down, and no bailout for you. Light's in a bit of trouble, but the charm is not going to get it done because Crisp is there with the denial with the Devour, and T1 have to run away. What a play from Weibo.
And continuously, they are getting out skirmished. Weiwei should be able to get the execute here. So nothing given up.
Commit towards the Dragon, they can just drop Herald mid and guarantee that tier 1.
Keria is going to miss the handshake, but the Q's going to land from Owner. Weiwei could avoid it with the twisted advance. Owner not going to go in as the Everfrost, it gets the Devour. Gumayushi getting himself out of there and utilizing his ultimate to save Keria as
push mid, but it looks like Weibo isn't even going to give him the opportunity as Owner!
Oh, there's the kick flash. Xiaohu's going to be pushed into Faker. The flash forward, but the charm is going to miss. What? The Pierce doesn't land it. Xiaohu just walks it up. No worries there at all as Crisp is under the turret. They throw down Herald, but Zeus has found two with the ultimate light. Goes down so low, but isn't going to survive. Weiwei trying to get himself out of there, and the Shy is given up on. Weiwei running the wrong direction, but they at least get the Dragon.
Weibo get the Dragon, but T1 get the kill. Xiaohu lucky to get out of that one, but Weiwei, he's going home in the body bag. And you can see a lot of these towers that they've been pressing. If you look on live, Faker taking down that top tier 1.
He's such a menace in the side lane.
Exactly, it's incredibly difficult to deal with him. They become incredibly tanky. And one of the most underrated parts about this is how tanky it actually makes the cannon minions. They become very difficult to actually wave clear out. It allows you to harass your opponent, but Guma
could be in a bit of trouble here as Crisp looks for it. The immediate cleanse does get out of the way. Nature's Grasp isn't going to connect, but there is a twisted advance. Hostile takeover across everyone, though, but the Shy is just gigantic. Guma trying to hop away. The Fates call the knockups, and meanwhile, Weiwei is going down. Faker collects it before falling down. Crisp has to go, though, because he's so incredibly low, shreds. Weibo lying on the floor now as T1 look to tidy up Crisp, and they won that team fight even better than the last.
Guma refuses to go down. Keria saves him, coming in with the hostile takeover at T1. They're on the Baron.
And it's Renata that does it again. Keria standing at the ready, keeps Guma alive throughout all of it. And T1, the goal before this was even Weibo picked up the dragon, but after this fight, multiple kills going over the T1. Baron secured. And it looks like
so much out of these last couple plays. They're going to try to take a tier 1 top, but Faker's looking for an engaged bot.
Yeah, looking for even more. Everfrost is going to land. Somehow that charm didn't connect, but it is still going to gather a devour from over the wall from Crisp. T1 will settle for this inner turret.
And this is where the earlier Drake from Weibo is going to feel like a miracle in the sky. Right? If they didn't have that, would be just a soul point in addition to all the try and get something going. My main issue is, particularly with Zeus now completely back
themselves, a little bit of extra standing gold. Inner turret, not exactly the end of the world, but it's all just more money here for the coffers of T1.
Damage!
Cloud Drake, yeah.
I mean, he is just going to kill that thing so fast. They're going to start Baron at the same time. They're just going to start it up. I think at this point, T1 feel that they can do everything at once. And Weibo, you've got to make a stand now. There's just no way from this position you can give up a free Baron.
Well, Weiwei is in the vicinity, but the rest of the team is still making their way over. The Shy does have teleport, but they have no information. They have no vision. This Baron is gone.
You just can't walk up. There's not really anything you can do.
Yeah, looking for the angle. It's not exactly behind Xiaohu, but he's pretty fast. As Xiaohu's going to avoid the charm for now. Shock Blast connects onto Faker there as well. He's still going to look for that reset angle, and now with the Baron buff in tow, T1 feel like they don't need a reset to try and break open the base of Weibo here in Game 1 of the finals. Nature's Grasp flying forward. Ona still has that GA, remember. Chris going down so incredibly low. Zeus just executes the Shy up to the side, and there is another one. This guy's Yone is just absurd. And the inhibitor's going to go down. Weiwei is burning there as well, as now Xiaohu tries to be the hero, but it does not work out, and I think T1 are just going to end Game 1 here.
And the early game, T1 not able to get a bunch of crucial kills, but they don't let it phase them. They are able to find the one skirmish they're looking for, take the Baron, and from that point on, wait for the Ahri here.
Yeah, so the Ahri is going to be locked in. Is that an insta-lock? Okay, there we go. So the Gwen going to be locked in here for Zeus. Something that has been picked into him in the past, but I won't talk about it too much. If you Drake should mean the scuttle here as well from Weiwei is getting double duty done. They are going to be able to grab this off the back of their very, very, very supreme control of this bottom lane.
Yeah, this all goes back to the level 1. Light and Crisp playing it out early on very, very well. And one of the things that we haven't really talked about yet, that the Draven can struggle with, is not having a jungler that can enable you. As I say, that owner is in top.
Yeah, Zeus dashing forward. The needlework is out. Snip, snip. Going to connect, but doesn't do too much. And in goes Ona. The flash out was incredible from the Shy. Ona gets taken down to, oh my goodness, about 1 health. But will be able to walk away. But I don't think he's going to be excited about ganking the Shy anytime soon. Although Zeus is just going to go.
First error.
Yeah, I mean, he eat in, right? You could just stay at your tower and farm it up. He didn't want to lose the wave, but he's the one who goes aggressive. Now he's going to get zoned off the bot wave, so T1 punishing so heavily here.
Yeah, the flash forward from Keria finds the handshake this time. The Infernal Chains come in. He's lit on fire. He's feared, and Kumayushi cashes in.
It's the Shy getting way down in this game now as Weibo have their bot lane up top. Zeus will not be an easy dive here. He is healthy, and he's got the ultimate back. They're going to look for it, though.
Yeah, we'll see what he can get done here. The flash twisted advance comes in, and now Zeus just trying to do what he can to stay alive. It's working! And he's going to be able to dash back towards the minions. Now Faker turns up. He's got his own Nature's Grasp, but Xiaohu is going to join this one, and Zeus is running the wrong direction. We'll see how much time he's going to be able to buy here, because maybe this is an execute as he heads toward the turret, and there it is.
Oh my god, everything is going T1's way. It's the Shy. Now shows up in his third lane. Top lane didn't work, bot lane. We know it's not going to be a Chemtech Soul, so it should be a good one.
Yeah, and it's also going to be a teleport in T1, not wanting to give this one up as Faker turns up. Nature's Grasp going to guarantee the Dragon, the hostile takeover.
5 and not been able to claim that big title they've been chasing, but Zeus showing up so far.
Yeah, another teleport to come in here as they do manage to secure this Rift Herald. We'll see whether Weibo can get themselves out of here. Light going to be hostile takeovered, but he's the only one, and now Zeus looking for the target. Faker dives in though as well. He's going to collect the first with the help of Ona. The
side, get even more gold in their pockets prior to it.
Snip, 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 and down goes the turret. That is the first one of the game. He is looking completely unanswerable. He is so far ahead in the majority of metrics right now, as the Rift Herald is going to park itself in the mid lane. Immediately, that turret bot lane should be answered, and there goes the charge. So T1, Crisp going to be spotted, but he does put that ward down. That is going to get there. The Drake going down very, very low, and now the paranoia comes in. Faker looks for the Spirit Rush, and he does find it. The hostile takeover is massive as they get rid of Light immediately. Weiwei taken down for the double kill for Owner. Xiaohu now trying to get some damage in the back end. It does take down the Nocturne, but it's Chris fighting on the bottom side of the map for Gumayuchi.
In this game.
And it's, again, I think that sense of desperation. They don't have a great vision set up. They don't know from which angles T1
badly this early game started. He has been cashing in, and Weibo trying to start something here.
Here's another one, the Nature's Grasp. They all line up behind, but it's a decent charm to come through that hostile takeover for some phenomenal disengage, and it looks like T1, they don't want to deal with it. Faker dashes over the wall. Remember, they don't have a turret here. The charm, he's going to split them. Carrier tries to get it to Chris. He goes forward and then just explodes. And then Owner thinks that that's his moment. It's a double again for this Nocturne, and he survives.
In game number 2.
It's really hard as well, considering the fact that T1 had already built themselves a 1-3-1 composition. There is no comp in the game.
Things like Lee Sin. I think that has been somewhat indicative of what T1 have wanted to do here at Worlds, and the meta shifts that they have brought in as Owner, maybe looking for a fight, being able to see these iconic picks, and their comfort is working out so well.
Paranoia comes in once again as the flash out from the Shy may not be enough. They're under the turret. Owner was tanking it up, and Zeus is going to finish it. Inner turret should now be next on the clock.
And because the rest of T1 is standing guard, Weibo can't try. First, it becomes very hard to contest, and right now that's not the case.
Yeah, they're definitely not there first. The Baron is down very, very low. There's the Paranoia as they look to try and burst down the Baron. They do collect it, and now the hijacked ultimate comes through from Faker. Now Zeus dives in. He's taken matters into his own hands. He hasn't taken any damage. Weiwei has to run away. He gets thrown back by the Bramble Smash, but the damage has already been done. Faker goes golden, does have to flash as Light's doing a fair bit of work with these Rens into the back line. But T1 just took a Baron, they got 5 out. And character necessarily, he's just been able to sit back.
It's because of the Cloud Drakes! The presses are, you don't know how many people are coming, you don't know how many people are responding, and T1, they're looking for more.
Yep, Xiaohu already taking a bit of poke damage. Light will turn up. As 4 members are here, teleport event not available for the Shy, but they dive in. The turret goes down, the needlework just rips the center to shreds, and Zeus just by himself destroying everyone. Hostile takeover comes in, Light has the cleanse, but you can't cleanse death. It's a triple kill for Zeus, and they'll get to work on the inhibitor. It might just be the game right here.
Zeus playing like his namesake. Oh God, this guy is going crazy in the finals.
Just extraordinary as Zeus helps clear up this second Nexus turret, and T1 at match point already.
Been playing out of his mind this entire series, and we'll have to see if it's going to work for them, but I respect Weibo taking a big pivot here, right? They go towards comfort with the Azir. They go towards something very different on the top side with the Kennen Bel'Veth for him, and he did just use his Lightning Rush, so I think he's in trouble.
Yeah, there's the flash Q3 from Zeus. The Shy is in trouble. The Lightning Rush is on cooldown. He gets slowed down by the cripple, and the Q's going to land. Owner secures it, and that is first
to get out of that long lane.
And we will see if Weiwei is able to maybe make a play towards bot side as Owner making his way over to mid.
That's going to safeguard forward there as Faker dashes in, and Xiaohu will survive. Faker just barely managing to walk away as now they come in. Oh, the grand entrance, phenomenal from Carrier. We'll see whether he can survive though. He's trying to get out. The piercing arrow will do it. And Crisp here, let's see whether they can get an angle. 3 versus 1. He does try and get out. There's the World Ender. He's trying to avoid all of this CC, and it's not going to work. There's the kill for Weiwei.
You're going to lose at least 1 plate bot, maybe 2, and likely most of, if not all of this wave, because he's totally zoned off until Crisp arrives. So yes, they do get a kill on
Toe, wanting to get a little bit of revenge, and even though First Blood came in, the Shy still has the CS advantage. Lightning Rush to get him out of there. Arizona just mini-stun, kick into the wall. That is going to be the execution, but the ultimate is going to be there from the Shy, and after the flash, he will survive, and now it's Weiwei's turn. Can he actually get this one as Owner? About 50%, the safeguard to try and get out the flash, but the knock-up, it's still there, and Crisp comes in for the kill. They get some knock-up. Zeus will...
Guma and Carrier are so hard to attack in a lot of these situations.
Oh, Q going to connect there. Nice little knock-up as Carrier tries to find it. There's the quickness onto 2. The kick gets
the knockup onto Xiaohu. The Emperor's Divide only gets Ona, but that will get him out. But Weiwei's not going to be so lucky. The Shy got in here, and now he might be in trouble. He breaks the chains, but is he still going to be able to get out? Gumayusi decides he wants to fight light towards the bottom side. That was the right call. Zeus grabs the double kill, and Weibo lose out on the fight.
And while the laning setup is there this time around for Weibo, their early game looking a lot better. The skirmishes, they're still not able to make work, although teleport coming in.
Yeah, teleport from this top side of the river. Xiaohu coming in, looking for the opportunity, doesn't have the ultimate. They secure the Drake. Does T1. Grand Entrance not going to find the target there. On to Crisp as the Tempered Fate comes in. Faker trying to play Bouncer to keep his team alive, and the ultimate doesn't really work out here from Crisp. Now here, and Gumayusi pretty safe now on that back line.
Look at Keria, though. It's so hard for Weibo to walk up because Keria is on that sideline. They know he's there.
Yeah, he flashes in. He finds himself the charm onto fours. There is the ultimate from the Shy, but it just doesn't quite do enough. They try and get out, but Faker has the perfect execution and locks down his fellow ninja. Xiaohu now taking a whole lot of damage, and Faker is in the shroud. He's toying with him. It's a double kill. What? Over! And back in again. It's a triple for Faker. Zeus is going to be able to help lock down the next one. Faker eventually.
They just can't. Like fishes with the Q, won't get it. It's T1, one game. He's been great in lane, has really been impressive in team fights, and it just feels like a rejuvenated Faker.
And he goes again, as now Ona looking for that opportunity as well. Backflip connects also as the perfect execution comes forward. Has he overstepped? The answer is no, because he had the stopwatch anyway, and now the cavalry comes in. Crisp, the next to go down. Weiwei, he's under a turret. Zeus flashes on top. The lethal Aatrox gonna get it done, and T1, they feel like it's Baron time.
It's the king at home. Respect the name. Faker, the greatest of all time. Styling on him in Seoul.
And Light desperately trying to get something going here. Not going to be the case.
He's not going to be allowed to because Faker wants to keep his whole house alive as well, but it's not going to work out. He goes into the shroud. I don't know whether this is necessarily what the fight.
Already on their way, and this cannon not in the greatest of spots. Uses his ultimate only on Faker, stays alive.
Has not been able to claim that title. They are getting so damn close to it.
When we were touting Gumayusi and Keria as the greatest bottom lane in the world, it was when they were playing champions like this. As it's
One's going to get Soul, they're going to get the next Baron, and they're going to win the series in Keria.
Gonna get knocked up here as Ona comes on over. He's here to protect his support. The quickness ties them all up, and Xiaohu going to be the next target. He finds two with the Emperor's Divide, but Crisp just evaporates. Weiwei going to suffer the same fate as Zeus is on the warpath. Light able to sidestep, finds the chains of corruption, but there's not enough damage. Xiaohu decent flash to try and get himself out, but he's not out of the woods yet as Faker tidies up that kill, and they are just so far ahead. Ona secures Light with a Sonic Wave, and the Shy finds himself alone heading back towards his base. That's the double kill. That's the clean ace for T1.
And T1, Weibo tried, they know they have to contest this dragon, they have to contest the soul, but they're not even given the opportunity. They thought they got Keria, but Keria says, come get me.
And it looks to me like they're going to take this inhibitor and move back. It may not be the end of the series, but it might be the last moment that Weibo felt hope in it. As Crisp clearing out some control vision. Ona wants to grab himself a soul to finish this game off on.
And T1 are just on fire. All 5 players in this final game here, potentially playing out of their minds. They are 5 brains, 1 player. It's like everything.
At least get Zeus. Won't even get that.
It's heartbreaking as now they take a magical journey over. Zeus, he likes this one though. 1 versus 3. He's absorbing so much. The Emperor's Divide. It comes in, but he's still alive. What's going on? Faker tidies up the burst. Everyone's just exploding as Weiwei trying to get something done, but it does not matter. T1 are too strong.
4 times T1 has lost in a game 5. 4 times they've been knocked out, and 4 times they have got back up for this moment.
It was 7 years since their last, a decade since their first. The SKT legacy has been reignited. T1 will be your 2023 World Champions.
It took them 2 years to win a title again. Spring 2021, this roster came up, they stomped the LCK, they stomped the...
T1 finally hoisting it with the new name. SKT was their name when they had the first 3, and now this team that so many adore will finally hoist the Summoners Cup.
And they've waited for it. Last year, the story wasn't about them. But this year it is. All the pent-up emotion for this team, all